Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Peter keeps telling all of you that it's not about the gear and you don't need to worry about what camera you're using. And he's just gone out and bought a new camera. So he's going to show you why.
So I'm just going to play with some natural light in the studio, and I'm going to play with some Hasselblad gear because I just picked up an old Hasselblad, and I'll show you why I bought an old Hasselblad when I've got perfectly good newer ones. The first thing I want to do is just get a lighting. I'm basically trying to mimic the feel of one of my own shots that was shot on the same sensor as the camera I just picked up. So I haven't done any setups yet. I'm just going to start getting my exposure right. I'm going to work with it fairly wide open with the camera. Just look at the light I've got now isn't amazing, but I'm just going to see how I go for my exposure. Yeah, so it's under. It's a bit dark anyway. She's mainly getting lit by the skylight. So what I can do is if I block the skylight, which is above RaRa, off to kill that. Now that's going to make her even darker now. So I might just open the curtains up because we've got a bright sunny day today and just watch what they do to just bring in that bit of light. So I've stopped the down light being the strongest light, and now I've got an in light coming in on RaRa, which is stronger. So I'll just come in here now and take my shot. So I'm trying to fix the quality of the light and the quantity of the light. So she's still looking a fair way under, but I'm finding, you'll see that. So at the moment, you'll see there's sort of like a ridge through her forehead. She's got a bit Skeletor in face. We've given her a bit of a mustache. By me putting that over the top, we've pulled off a lot of those things. And then I just got to bring more light in from the front. So I might just open the curtains up more and get more light coming direct in. And I can just keep opening these up wider and wider to let more and more light in. Right, so that's brought up the light more. I'm still a little way off. So I'm about to stop. I'm fully wide open on this lens that I'm on at the moment, so I can't go any more with that. I want to shoot my new camera that I got at 100 ISO because it is absolutely horrible at 200 ISO. So I'm just going to open these curtains up more and get a lot more light in. Oops. And we've got a white ute outside at the moment, so we're going to fit. I'm about to lose the white ute. But what I can do is I can put a white board outside and, oh, that's really pretty. All right, so I could work with that light, except we just lost our reflector. So I'm going to stick a reflector outside. So all what I'm trying to do with this is grab some of this sun from above and get it in to get it bright in on RaRa. Does that seem like the brightest angle it was?
Oh yeah, the car was definitely not that bright. But
is that too bright for you? Right. I'm going to drop in here. Does that make it better?
Yeah.
Cool. So let's see what we get now. That's cool, that's really cool. Yeah, that's definitely added more light than the car, so I'm glad that car's gone. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark this because I'll keep this as a reference picture so you can see the difference between the two cameras. So I'm going to quickly get this into the look I want, black and white. So it'll be green. I can throw my extra lighting in here and get that break up. I want to definitely vignette off the edge, or not that much. I only want a little bit of vignette coming off. Set detail on that. So now I'm just going to bring up exposure a bit just before it clips, so I have that headroom on here. I don't think I need to put any contrast. Yeah, so all I'm doing is I'm locking down my whites, just milking her up, but then bringing that contrast back in here. So I'm using a few things to break this. I am after this look. Now she was a bit of a way off that wall, that's why it's fallen out of focus. I know it's not exactly the same, it's got a little bit more contrast in it, but I quite like how that's sitting. I'm just going to take a few pictures of this, and I really like that attitude you just gave then. That's really cool. That's really cool. Awesome, awesome. That's really cool. Well, I'm liking that a lot. Cool. It's really pretty. That's really pretty. Stunning. Cool. So now that I've shot this, just so you have some reference to, and this was on the H650, and my settings were f2.8, 100 ISO at 160th of a second. So this is the new, well, the old new camera that I've got. So it is the H4 200, but that's because it's a multi-shot. I'm only using it as a single shot, so it's a 50 megapixel. It's on the Kodak CCD sensor, and it's a larger physical size than what's on this. It's giving me a better representation of medium format. This camera is much more clunky. It's older technology, but I've already worked out a couple of its little idiosyncrasies, and let's see if it will work straight away. Instantly I can tell. Cool, that's really nice. Cool, so the first thing I found out is the first frame will always fail, and it did it straight away. So you'll see, look how much bigger, if I go from, see how much bigger the sensor is. So to try and give you an idea, if I go on to, this was a similar sensor. It's making an 80mm lens 56, whereas on my H6, this ends up being a 63. So there's definitely a change in lens size. Now, if I look at the color, you'll see there's a completely different color feel to it. And I've always loved the color of the old CCD sensor. Now, ignore RaRa's skin to face, because RaRa's pretty much not wearing makeup. And I said it's going to be black and white, and I can work with that. That fall off is gorgeous. That fall off of focus. So you can see I've got heaps of detail here, then just falls out. Just everything behind RaRa is just a bit soft. So what I might do now, if I just click on my previous picture, it should add those settings to the next picture. Cool, that's pretty. It'll be right, they don't line up. Oh, it's a blinky shot. So that one up there. If we look at comparison, I'm liking the fall off better. I'm liking my tonality better too. Wasn't a dumb idea doing this, because actually it's going to make me slow down a bit, but this is actually giving me the look I want to get out of a digital camera. It's funny how I'm going back in time to get a look that suits me, rather than the modern cameras. I'm just finding they're just too digital. All right, what I'll do, I'll just fire off a bit, and then I'll pick my favorite picture from each, and then we can break them down a bit. And we'll get to see how fast this will shoot for me. That's really cool. Cool. So I'd say this camera is about half the speed of my H6 to shoot. But even at this, some models will be able to time to that beep, but because most of the models I really like shooting with, they're more drift. I just got to slow down. These are the little things I have to put up with. Either that or just shoot to card. So I'm now just shooting to the card, but it just means that now I can still have the joy of shooting with something that has a beautiful big viewfinder, and I can see the focus. Cool, that's really cool. Cool. You just vary your pose just a little bit, just slightly different pose. Yeah. Just slightly different. I like that a lot. Cool. Cool, well, I'll load these into the computer and we can have a look at them. So my main reason for going back for a 15-year-old camera is, on the left is my H650. You can see the sensor size on that. That's the inner size. It's sort of a frame around the sensor. And on the right is the H4D50. You can see how much physically larger. It's so much closer to true medium format. Also, the Cosmos sensor on the left versus the CCD on the right, there's like some massive differences between them. The Cosmos sensors normally have great ISO, but then they can lack in dynamic range, and I find tonalities can be not as nice with the CCD sensors. You're really stuck at 50 or 100 ISO, that's about it. The tonality is so much nicer, but also you actually have some headroom if you do clip. I've pulled up to 2 full stops off a clipped white shirt back on a CCD sensor, whereas I can't pull anything back. Once it's 255, it's gone. So then just to quickly doing comparison with the pictures so you can see where the difference is noticeable and where it's not. So this picture here was shot on H6D. It's 2.8 on an 80mm lens. You can see the fall off we've got on this at 2.8 with her leaning against the wall. And then this is a shot on the H450, the Cosmos and bigger sensor. So you can already see how much wider my 80mm lens has got. But you're not seeing a great deal of difference in the fall off here. So this isn't my main reason when I'm doing things close. What you'll see now is the difference. So this is on the H4, and you'll see how we've lost everything in the background. This is shot on the H6. You can see distinct difference to how quick the fall off is with this, and this is what I want from the lens. It's a way of me making the model pop. As you can see the fine hair and her eyebrows, and see how that all seems in focus, but look how quick it falls out of focus once we leave that area. And that's what that larger physical size sensor does. And again, on this picture, you can see it was sharp in the eyes, it was sharp in the hair, right through the clothing, right down her arms, everything, but it's just fallen off so quick behind her. And then it goes next level. This is on the 100mm at f2.2. She's the same distance off the wall, but you can see how it's really completely destroyed that timber wall. Compared if I come back, even just coming down to 2.8, you'll see there's a fair bit of difference of how quick it falls off and how far it goes.
So we hope you guys enjoyed that and can see why he did buy this new camera. If you want to see some more gear-related videos that we've done, I'll pop them on the screen now.